What's up, my wonderful, beautiful diamonds? It's your boy Doc Reid out here one more again for next installment of Relationship Straight Talk. Look like we're gonna be on this theme of the narcissist. I don't know. I guess for whatever reason, the Holy Spirit's got me on this. It just seems to be a real big issue for a lot of you diamonds out there. You're coming across a lot of these guys that have this narcissistic behavior, and as you're responding to the videos that I'm posting, as you're emailing me, you're letting me know that you really need a lot more help in this area to help you deal with it, to help you identify these guys. So, I'm gonna try to do that. Before we do that, as we always do, I want to help you out, give you a little something free from me to you. My book, The Forbidden Secrets of the Goodie Box, What Your Father Didn't Tell You and Your Mother Didn't Know. Please go to my website and download that for free. You can get the PDF or the Kindle version. If you have any problems whatsoever getting it, downloading it, all you gotta do is just email me, and then I'll just email it to you. So no problems. So that should help you out a little bit to get you started. If you're new to Doc Reid, a lot of you are familiar with my videos. You've seen all of them. You watch them over and over again, and for whatever reason, you keep coming back. So before we jump off into today's topic, I just want to share with you a little bit of what happened in my coaching Facebook group. And because I always figure I can tell you or show you better than I can tell you. So check this out. Just a little bit of the interview that I did this past Friday. What's one of the biggest mistakes that you see women making with men? Like, if you could say, ladies, let me just give you this one piece of advice. If I can't tell you anything else, here's the biggest problem or mistake that I see that y'all are making with men.
Ready? Yeah. Chasing too hard. Chasing too hard. Chasing too hard. Like I honestly, having experienced that firsthand, if a man wants you, if he's interested, he will knock over every barrier he can to get to you. Now, I can't put somebody on blast, but I must just say, I have a friend who we've had this conversation, and the guy that she's going out with has been kicking down doors, barriers, climbing walls, leaping tall buildings, and doing everything, and swimming open seas, dude, with sharks, and he's covered in blood because she making him bleed a little bit. But that's what you want. She don't have to chase him because he want her, period, end of story. And that's what you want. And I mean, like, if the dude ain't calling you back, man, if he's interested and he sent you a text message, he's like this. He's looking at his phone, wonder when you're gonna text him back. So if he's texting you back 1, 2 days, 3 days later, talking about, yeah, I was in the flood zone or something crazy, and if you don't live in Texas, man, you got to ditch that dude.
Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that. Here's my promise to you ladies. Um, I don't want to just give you fluff. I don't want to just give you things that, it sounds good. It's just head knowledge. I want to just give you good, tangible content that you can hear today and you can use today. So for those diamonds that are in the coaching group that saw that entire interview, and by the way, that whole interview is 2 hours long. And actually, that's the third interview that we've done with Chris. And so I'm not asking the surface questions. I'm asking the questions that I know that y'all want to know the answers to. And, right now, as it stands, where is it at? It was my prop. So if you join the coaching Facebook group, it's 1 penny for the first 30 days and $9.99 after that. So the women that are in the group, I mean, they're getting a whole nother level of knowledge and information that is not out here, just even on the YouTube videos. It's good content on the YouTube videos. I really try to, give you a lot, but that's a whole nother level up. So if that interests you, go to my website, christopherreid.org, and you'll see how to join. So anyway, now that that's out of the way, let's get into why you're here. So narcissist. So today I want to talk to you about who I consider to be the camouflage narcissist. And this guy he's the one that will make you feel like you have plumb lost your mind, meaning he is the one that is going to make you look to everyone else like you're crazy, that there's something wrong with you, not him. See, everybody else thinks he's wonderful. Everybody else, because he's fooled them, right? This guy, this particular type of narcissist, he's very charismatic. I mean, he is. I mean, in all honesty, there's a lot to like about this guy when you first meet him. I mean, that's what got you. So he's a master of camouflage. You know, I talk about one of in my book. I talk about one of the hunters, and I say one of them is the ambusher. Okay, because the one of the characteristics of the ambusher is his ability to camouflage himself. And I use the frog as an example. I say, you imagine a green frog on a green lily pad with green trees around them, and so they can blend into the environment. They don't draw any extra attention to themselves, but when the moment is right, that's when they reach up and then they strike and get the fly, unsuspecting fly that's going by. Well, that's kind of how this particular narcissist is. So what are the characteristics of this narcissist? Well, oftentimes he's very attractive, whether that's just physically, whether that's in dress, and you know that because everything about this particular narcissist draws you in. Often comes across to be very innocent, very genuine. It's going to get you with kindness. It's going to be very polite. You know, to the point where it's just like, to some degree, seem like they're almost somehow self-sacrificing, and sometimes can be the life of the party. You know, like, you know, with the charisma, this person knows how to keep it going. Like I said, there's a lot about this particular narcissist to like. Okay. So now what is it that draws you in? What other extra characteristics are they going to put on you, voodoo, okay, to try to trap you? Well, when they talk to you, they know how to focus their attention on you. Like you're the only person in the room. I mean, they're right here with it. Okay. Yeah, yeah. All right, all right, right. So they're going to be making eye contact. Okay. They're going to let you know that nothing else in the room, all right, has their attention but you. And this is with men or women. It doesn't just have to be with you. They're just very engaging. They may ask you a lot of questions, you know. So, what, yeah, I come to think of it, I get a lot of the natural characteristics of a camouflage narcissist. But I tell the story. If you know part of my story, I tell how I was, for a time period, an ambusher. And, you know, thank God for getting married. And, you know, I started out one type, got hurt, and it's a whole nother story. It's on a video somewhere. But so they're going to ask you a lot of questions. So, you know, and they're going to seem like whatever you're talking about is the best thing since sliced bread. Like, you can talk about how you walk down the street, and oh man, really? So when you were taking this walk down the street, did it occur to you at all, like if anybody was following you? How are you feeling? I mean, because you think about it, you know, you're walking down the street, the sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. Are you, what are you hearing? You know, I mean, they're here, you know, and you're like, yeah, well, you know, I was walking, and then, I mean, so, bzz, got you. And these characteristics, what they do is they help the camouflage narcissist to easily fool everyone. I mean, everybody thinks that they're such an amazing, wonderful person. Um, they know how to make other people feel extremely important. When you're around this person, if they wasn't so awful and evil, they would be a great person. When you're around them, you just feel like the energy, it just elevates you. Okay, you can be having a bad day, whatever, but you get around them and they're just euphoric. Okay. Now the thing about this is it's very addictive. Okay, their personalities are very addictive, but the one thing about them is there's absolutely no empathy. So they have a form of godliness, but they deny the power thereof. So what do I mean by that? Yeah, on the outside, they have all of the right mannerisms, they go through all the right motions, but they don't feel nothing for you. Everything is a show. Everything is, you know, this is the open curtain call, you know, act one. All right, let's start. So let the theatrics begin. That's all it is. So for you, they're mimicking somebody that has empathy. That's what they're doing because they've seen it somewhere in a movie, but they don't know anything about what it really feels like. Scripture talks about you judge a tree by the fruit it bears. And the thing about, and the reason why that's such good advice is because you can see a tree, but at the same time, until you get really close up on it, you don't really know what it is. I mean, until it starts growing fruit, it just looks like a tree, right? And so you don't even start to see the real fruits, true fruits of the camouflage narcissist until after you've been around them for a while. Now, the thing about everybody loving them, what it does for the camouflage narcissist is it validates their ego. Yes. What this allows them to do is justify the horrible, awful behavior that they're going to inflict upon you, okay, or whoever they're in a relationship, because they're going to say, what, everybody loves me. What's your deal? I go out of this house, and so you trying to tell me that the people that love me love being around me, and you have an issue, so they can easily justify, like I said, the crazy behavior that maybe only you have seen, which is the next thing. Camouflage narcissist is very secretly abusive. All right. And one of the things that they do is they love to shift blame. So behind closed doors, after they get finished wooing everybody and making everybody think it's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Okay. The thing about it is when they shift the blame to you, see the things that they do wrong, the mistakes that they make, they shift that blame to you. It's your fault. You made me do it. If it wasn't for you showing up when you did, then it would not have thrown me off. Okay. And you provoked me, right? So you're like, wait a minute, how I wasn't nowhere near where you was. How did I do it? Well, earlier when you left the house and you said something, I've been thinking about that all day long. And if I hadn't been distracted by something that you said, then I wouldn't have done that. And you're like, how in the world did I, but that's what they do. And they have bouts of rage. Now, any of you that are listening to this and you've ever dealt with this type of narcissist that's, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, you know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? You know that they will be a plum fool. All right. I mean, yelling, screaming, throwing things, and then they will come up with the most irrelevant discussions about random things. They will wake you up in the middle of the night, okay, and ask you, so what was it? So why did you come home like? Because you was 5 minutes late, and then you wore the blue dress. Because I remember the last time you wore that blue dress, we went out. And so who was you wearing it for? You're like, it's 3 in the morning, Andre. What are you talking about? No, just tell me who he's wearing the dress for. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. So now you trying to avoid it? I mean, when do you want to talk about it? You know what I'm saying? Is there a better time? Oh, so you want to talk about when you want to talk about it? And you're like, am I having this conversation right now? And they will literally keep you up all night long, yelling, screaming, slamming doors the whole night long. Okay. And some of y'all may be listening to this and you may be in disbelief. Like, if you've never really dealt with it, you may find it very hard to believe. But, I guarantee you that many of you have dealt with this. They'll be very demoralizing. They will say some things to you, about those that you care about, that you would be like, I just don't understand how another human being could say that to somebody that they say that they love. My mom was my heart, and she just passed away. And how are you going to talk about my mom and say that's why your mom was never no good? That's why your whole family is crazy. That's why they worthless. And you, what? or my mom's dying of cancer right now. My mom ain't never been nothing but nice to you. Why would you do that? Or my dad, all he ever tried to do was help you. Or my sisters and my siblings, and you say, oh, your sister's fat, and your whole family's stupid, and your brother, and it's like all they've ever tried to do was love you and accept you. Okay. But keep in mind, on the outside, when he steps outside that door, he puts the mask on, he's smiling. The neighbors, hey Jim, Ted, hey Sarah, how you doing? Yeah, okay. Hey, you guys should come over sometime. We'd love to have you. Yeah, sure would. Yeah, well, just tell Jen about it, and yeah, well, because we're thinking about having some, yeah, it's all of that, but it's all for show. It's all for show. You want to tell you, he don't mean none of it. I mean, he doesn't mean any of it from a sincerity standpoint. Now, the issue with this is because of the dichotomy of him, putting on this act in front of everybody else, but then treating you like, you know what I mean, just crap, just beneath a human. Okay. Now it's like you're crazy. Okay, because here's the thing. He's going to twist the story. Best believe, because he's not going to look like the bad guy to anyone. Trust. All right. So when it all goes down and y'all break up or you get the divorce or whatever, trust and believe when he gives his version of the story, it's going to be, you know what? I don't get it. I mean, all you know me, man. All I've ever wanted to do was love Cindy. I mean, man, I go to work every day and I come home and it's all for my family, And so, I mean, when she came to me, man, and said that she didn't want to be in the relationship anymore, I was devastated. I was blown away. I didn't understand. I asked her, where's this coming from? And she said, well, I'm not in love with you anymore. And I was outdone, I mean, and that's what he's giving them. And because they don't have anything else to compare it to. So when you tell your version of the story and you say, but y'all don't understand, this man is nuts. I mean, he comes home, he's yelling and he's screaming, and they're listening to you and they have no frame of reference what you're talking, not with him. They don't know what you're talking about. And so it's not that they're trying to be insensitive. But as they're listening to this extreme version of your story that you're telling them, and when they're looking at you that you like y'all think I'm crazy. You think you're saying like I know when he's in front of y'all, I get it. He gives y'all that smile, but that's what he does. I'm trying to tell you, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I get it. So wow, I hate to hear that y'all going through this, but you feel like they like, she's crazy. She is nuts. I'm surprised he was able to deal with her this long. I mean, that's how you feel. And you appear vindictive, because what he's telling them, she's trying to take me for all my money. So now, me, I work hard. So now she's trying to take me for everything. She wants to take away everything that I've worked so hard for. She's trying to break me. So now they're looking at you like, why would you want to? And then you want to take his kids away from him? I mean, what? What are you doing? And for some of you, even though you've endured hell, okay, for years, you can start to feel like, am I crazy? Maybe it is me. Maybe, maybe I didn't try hard enough. Maybe there was something I could have done differently that would have brought something different out of him. Maybe I really did provoke that. And it really was not his fault. Let me tell you something. He's crazy. Okay, let me just say that. He's absolutely, regardless of whether they know it, they knew it, don't matter. Okay? What I need you to stop doing is beating yourself up. I need you to stop doing the blame game with yourself. I need you to stop the guilt trips with yourself, okay? Because you know that you've given this man everything. You know what I'm saying? You've given him your life. I mean, you've emptied yourself out. You're a completely empty vessel. He has left you literally with nothing. He's stolen your identity because it was so it wrapped up in him and his madness and his craziness and trying to please him and, be the perfect wife, under, deplorable circumstances and conditions. So don't even do that. Don't even allow the enemy to play those games with you. It'll all come out in the wash. Trust me. And what people think and what they believe, that's none of your concern. Your concern is you getting yourself into a place where you can heal, okay? Because if you've ever truly been involved with a narcissist, you gonna need some time to get your mind right and your heart right, okay? You're gonna need some time to detox because they leave residue on your life. I mean, they do. They leave residue on your life, and you have to have some time. You need to get some help. You may need to get some coaching. You know what I mean? You can hit me up. I always talk about, I offer a free 30-minute consultation if you're not sure, okay, what you're dealing with. You may say, I don't know if I was with a narcissist. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. I don't know. Okay. Hit me up. We can talk about it, and we can go down the list. And trust me, I'll know in short order after I hear your story, your situation, what you were dealing with. But the issue is you're going to need some time to heal. And for some of you, you're going to need somebody to help walk you through that process. Okay. So if that's you, if you need help, like I said, get at me and go through consultation. It's free. And then we can talk about, got different programs, to suit different needs, different situations. And we can talk about, getting you on one of those. So listen, I didn't want to come out here and, be before you long, but I'll be breaking down these different type of, I guess, narcissists, as long as, the Holy Spirit's got me out here thinking about it. And as long as y'all are letting me know this is really a serious need, of something that y'all really, need to talk about. And like I said earlier, if you're interested in, the extra content, that, the women are getting access to on the closed Facebook group, you can join that on my website if you're interested. So listen, I'll talk to y'all later. Take care. Have a good day. All right. Peace.